Hello, everybody. Fuck. Jesus Christ. If I sound like shit, let me tell you, I feel it. Hello, everybody. It's Floof here. I was so good in school that they actually gave me a grade after I came home from NAM in Flu, where I passed with an A. This is peak comedy. Please laugh. Please laugh. Anyway, I'm home with the flu. I haven't gone to work past couple of days, and I've really just started to begin to My cat is moving. He went from napping. He's just rotating. He's rotating which side he's napping on. What a guy. Oh my god. We're off to a good start. Got some tea in hand. I already did the introduction. I'm not recutting this. This is no script, by the way. This is that yearly update video that I like to do at the beginning of the month and just have not done. But I did want to talk about some things. Not huge stuff, not a lot of big changes. Just a bunch of like smaller things that I think will make a better channel in the long run and a better format for me. Number one. I would like to play more on the channel. Like, I know that I do the gear stuff, and I love doing the gear stuff. The gear stuff's really fun, and talking about the equipment that makes the noise that I like to make is super awesome. But on the other hand of that, I would really, really like it if I did more just like, I just play a song and that's the video. Like, I just do a cover video. I did a couple of them, and I know that they're not super popular. I do want to pursue it a little bit more. I also want to put in notes in the song that talk about different tidbits and things that I caught while listening to it and learning to play it. Because I think that will turn it from just this is just a cover to something that can actually be helpful to you as a listener. And it also can be entertaining because I am a very, very, what's the word? I'm very much a personality on stage. I very much go 110%. If you've ever seen my performances online, I'm kind of a huge goofball. If you've seen the Rocky Mountain recording thing that I did at CSU Pueblo with my band Crew, if you've seen either of my recitals, both are on YouTube now. My junior recital is the one on my channel. I didn't get the raw files ever from the school, even though I asked for them for my senior one, so the only place to look at it is on that. So I'll link both of those in the description below. The Rocky Mountain one was fucking rough, but you know, we do what we can. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the Patreon. In the Sire Z3 video, I talked about it and like actually pursued advertising. Well, not really advertising, but talked about it a little bit more. I just wanted to talk about that really quick because I wanted to talk about like the concept of this channel making money and this channel having like basically funding itself to do the gear videos. Kind of a James Hoffman approach where the people who sign up for the Patreon, whenever I buy something from the Patreon, you will get the thing that I use. Because there's a lot of times where most of the things that I've reviewed on this channel, I reviewed and never used again. Like the Sonic Cake, I still need to give back to Bully of the Zoom. I actually used for quite some time. I actually gigged with that for a hot minute, and then I stopped using it because I just liked individual pedals better than the whole board on a small box thing. I think it's great for room, but I just prefer the tangibility of individual pedals, so it was more of a preference change than it being bad. Sonic Cake was also good. I didn't like the form factor of it, and now they just sit on a shelf, and I want less of that. I want things to go back to people that can use them, and this kind of the Patreon thing kind of doing it kind of spawned when I donated a couple of basses to a local, I think it was a middle school or a high school. Some teacher hit me up on Facebook Marketplace when I was trying to sell the Hondo. You know, the silver one that won Worst of the Year and the Floofies last year? Yeah, that one. And he just said, do you want to donate it? And I said, well, you're not going to be, I can donate you this piece of shit, but I'm not going to only donate you this piece of shit. So I surprised him and gave him the Squire Jaguar too, because I also wasn't using that. And I thought, you know, well, if I'm going to have all this gear and review all this gear, I would like to see some of it go back. The humidifier turned off. I'm going to have to change that in a second. I would like to see some of that go back to like people that are going to either learn with it or have fun with it or enjoy it, except for the Sonic Cake and the Zoom. Those are bullies. I got to give those back to him. There are some things that I want to keep that I think have a use case for me. Like, for example, my Tech 21 Geddy Lee DI. I think that thing's fucking awesome. I think it rips. and I just can't use it all the time because it's not a button, and that's the fact that it doesn't have a button is the only thing keeping me from not using it all the time. Like, if I could separate the channels from the main channel and the deep, I would use it religiously. It would be like my only pedal on the board. That thing's insanity. It's awesome. I mostly use the main channel too. I usually use the deep channel as like just rounding off the edges kind of thing almost, because there's only really two controls on it, which is saturation and level. So I usually keep the level pretty low and the saturation up pretty high just to give it some warmth, some depth. But that's enough about that thing. That's what this video is about. Circling back to the Patreon, because that's what this is about. $2 is the only tier. That's the only way I want to keep it. I might change that at some point. If anything, the tiers I would just add extra tiers at higher prices. I'm not going to change the $2 one. I think the $2 one, just being fundamental, is perfect. I think, if you are financially capable of doing it and are willing to do it, do so. If you are not willing to or not financially capable, please don't. You don't have to. I have a good enough job now that this channel can run fine without Patreon donations. This is mostly just for whatever I get from the channel I want to put back into the channel kind of thing. And that's really where I want it to go. I also want to stay away from like sponsored videos and stuff too. That's kind of another reason that I wanted to do it, because I was thinking about it and I'm like I want to be really, really super picky when it comes to sponsors, because that's going to be something that there's a non-zero chance will come up in the future. Or like not necessarily sponsored content, but like, this video, like all the gear was brought to you by me by like company and it doesn't change my opinions, like that kind of thing. I think if I could avoid that and keep my bias as flat as possible for this equipment, I think that'll be better for the channel overall. I think that's most of what I wanted to say. At least when it comes to the Patreon stuff. I'm kind of circling back to the first point, but I wanted to keep it as a separate thing. I want to film me more playing live. I recently got a pedal called the Wiretap from TC Electronics. Johnny Dibble's podcast In the Pocket, which I'll link in the description below, is fucking awesome, and you should check it out. Him and Chris are awesome, and Johnny Dibble is a super nice guy, and honestly, like, kind of really became friends with him towards the NAMM trip, but more on that in the NAMM video. There will be a NAMM video coming out soon. It was like Chris who turned me onto it or something, and was like kind of telling it as like a way to just record audio. And what I want to do is take this exact setup that we have going on right here, right now, like the phone on the stand and everything, take it to like crew rehearsals or like jazz shit that I do, and just record stuff, because I wouldn't need to DI it anywhere. I wouldn't need like any extra equipment. I could just have it, store it, save it, and then whatever I have saved on it, I can get back and basically plug into my computer and load all the audio, and then basically just balance it as a mix bass forward, because usually the guitars and drums and stuff are so loud, especially in the crew stuff, that it's usually really easy to hear them and really hard to hear me. So if I could take my own direct line and just balance myself into it, I think I could have something that could be really awesome and great for when I do gigs with crew, because there's going to be more of that this year. And more gigging in general. I really just want to take jobs where I can. I have an opportunity right now that when I feel better, as a matter of fact, I have to contact Jasper, who's going to be the drummer in it, to do something with a local artist named Corey, Qori. And she is doing something for Tiny Desk. It's going to be like a Tiny Desk recording, and she wanted me to play bass on it because Jasper, my friend, he wanted me to he basically got me to play bass on it. It's pretty much how it went. This is how the music world is. You know people, and they get you job, they get you work. It's just how it goes. And it's funny how it works like that, and I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, more recording on that, and then let's see here. Oh yeah, Strings of Things. I'm probably gonna can it. I was thinking of doing the DR Dragon Skin video, but I've kind of slowly thought against it, mostly just due to lack of inspiration from it, which is kind of the overall theme. Is I want to keep the videos of this things that inspire me and not things that are obligations because I'm getting paid to do it. Or just things that I feel like are obligations because I put it on myself to give that obligation. I want to do videos that inspire me the most and do those first and then go from there. Like the Sire video was something that I was super inspired by just because of how shit the Sire booth was at NAMM this year. It was comedically bad. But at least they're trying stuff, which is better than Fender. So Fender, I couldn't even get in. With that, I wanted to go over just really quickly and just kind of bookend all the strings of things. Go over all the strings that I've tried and just never made an individual video for. And with that, I'm going to go completely off of memory. Most of them are on the shelf, actually. I have the boxes. I keep the boxes because I'm weird and I think they look good. As a matter of fact, fuck it. I'll grab the boxes. Hold up. Starting off with the DR Fat Beams. These are overall pretty good. I thought they were pretty interesting. I had them on the Stingray for a bit. I'm glad that DR makes stuff in 45 to 100 because that's my favorite gauge. A little harder to find on the stuff that I'm using currently, so I've just gone back to 45 to 105, even though I prefer it a little lighter. But, you know, they do the classic, they have like this low-mid thing to them that I really enjoyed. I just don't like stainless that much. I think that they feel kind of sticky in the hands and kind of tacky in feel. So usually it's a me versus stainless thing over anything bad about them generally. So overall, pretty good. Let's see here. The DR Dragon Skins, I actually think is an excellent rebound. Because I've tried the original Dragon Skins. They were acoustic guitar strings and they were fucking terrible. And when they came out with the Dragon Skin Pluses and Sono turned me onto them, I was a little skeptical about it. Because I didn't know how good they were, and well, I had that experience with the acoustic ones, and I didn't want to basically have a repeat on bass now and feel terrible about it. But these are actually pretty good. I was actually really impressed with these, especially the nickel ones. The nickel ones are definitely my favorite, again, just because I prefer nickel. But the stainless ones are really, really good, and I had a great time with both of them. I had the nickel ones on the black Squire Jag for the longest time. I had the stainless steel ones on my red P bass. Yeah, it was like perfect for both of them. They grinded really well. They had like a nice edge to them, a nice top end. It never felt like very sharp or pointy. Good bottom end, just really well balanced. I have no complaints, no notes, dog. Good job, DR. And then now to what I'm really currently using. This is what I'm currently using like all the time, and I kind of bought them on a whim. These are Dunlop's like basic nickels. I have these on half of my basses, and on the other half I have the hybrids. I really like the hybrids. I think they're bass specific on when they're really good. Like I put them on my Rick and they kind of didn't do much for me. It didn't like universally change the Rickenbacker sound. But I put them on my Stingray and I was like, whoa. So these are going to be on like every Stingray that I own going forward because I plan to get an Ernie Ball one sometime this year. And then for the standard nickels, I use these on pretty much everything else. Anything passive, I think that they excel at. They're bright. They're articulate. They're really well designed. They feel great in the hands. And yeah, Dunlop, if you want to sponsor the channel and just sponsor me and be the official string of the channel, that'd be really cool. I know I'm being really picky about sponsors, and I know I said that earlier in the video, and this kind of contradicts itself. But if it's something that I use, then I'm going to be a lot more open to it. So, hey, contact me. I'm friends with Johnny Devil. Oh, yeah, last thing. A lot of the gear on this, like the gear review stuff that's going to be happening this year is going to be coming from me wanting to chase a sound, just chase noise, and find noises that I find beneficial to me and fun and interesting. When I was at NAMM this year, my favorite booth, well, I had like one of my top 3 booths was and one that kind of took me by surprise was Trickfish. And I really, really liked their amplifier. They had a 500 watt 112 combo. It was super small, and you could throw it across the room, and it was sick as hell, and I really want it. I think it's perfect. It's legit what I've been wanting for ages. It's got, like, all the bottom end and all the deepness of a 112 that I get from my Aguilar, but it's just got a little bit more on top and a little bit more of that edge to it that I really enjoy. So I might be going from Aguilar to Trickfish this year. Who knows? Because I want to chase that sound. I would like to see how good Aguilar or Trickfish is on upright, because Aguilar's been very good and very consistent when I swap between the two. But also, I don't do many upright stuff. None of my gigs really require me to play upright, so me leaning towards electric is not going to be a bad thing either. So it'll depend. It'll require a lot of thought. I might not even sell the Aguilar amp. I might just buy the Trickfish shit outright. And just have both and not be afraid to have both, because both are good for different reasons. I just think that if And I really liked Ashdown stuff this year too. Ashdown was really cool. Ashdown made this like PJ bass I thought was awesome. That thing was electric. And their amps are pretty good too. So on this scale, right, of these 3 amp companies, you have Aguilar, Trickfish, and Ashdown. Ashdown is modern vintage twist, but leans a bit more modern. Aguilar is that modern vintage twist, leans a little bit more vintage, and then Trickfish is what I'm looking for, which is that spot right in the middle. Enough of that top end to make it modern and get a nice modern clean tone out of it, and with the headroom of a modern amp, but you can push the gain a little bit, and it kind of grinds, and it kind of pushes you, and it kind of gets warm, and it gets tubby, and I like that. Fuck, my voice is pieces. Stay safe out there. Get your flu shots. Don't be like me, where every time you remember to get your flu shot, you're at work and it's really inconvenient, so you don't do it. And then when it's your day off and you should be getting your vaccines and your flu shots, you just forget, and the cycle repeats until you eventually get the flu, and it's fucking pointless. Don't do what I did. What I did is incredibly irresponsible, and I'm very stupid for it. Vaccines are real. Go get them. They're good for you. Anyway. Okay, now closing thoughts. Overall this year, I really want to maybe not make as many videos. I think I made like 38 videos last year. That was a lot. I was doing a video like once a week for like 4 months or something crazy like that. It was crazy, but it was very rewarding because this channel really grew from it. And you know, with that, I got noticed by Bully and was on the bass hang for a long time, then dropped off. OK Spaces really kind of took my place, and I'm okay with that. I'm definitely going to be popping back in on bass hang from time to time. I don't think I'm going to be a permanent mainstay anymore. I really want to go out and play and do that more and have that be my focus, and basically take you guys along for the ride on what I do and this journey that I'm going on and going into the world of a professional musician, and really doing my best to do this and make it my full-time and my only line of work. And that's kind of the direction I want the channel to go. I want myself to grow as a musician, as a gigging gigging musician, and basically have you guys with that like backseat bird's eye view, being along for the ride and seeing what happens and seeing when shit hits the fan and how to deal with it and how to go about it. You know, when shit breaks, what to do, how to dial in tone and stuff like that. It's going to be fun, and I'm really excited to see what this channel is going to have. So yeah. I think that's all I wanted to say. This will probably be a minimal cut video. It's probably going to be long. And if you're on Patreon, you saw it first. That's one of the props to the thing. The bonus content to Patreon that you would get is videos. I like to post videos on the Sunday of the week that I make them. Today is, I believe, Friday the 31st? Friday the 31st. So I'm probably going to have this done by today. And you guys will be able to see it on Friday instead of Sunday, and then it'll be posted on Sunday the 2nd. So that's one of the props. The other props is if I ever write a script, you get the script as well. I like that. So that way it gives you guys something to read. You could read my actual written thoughts, because I have a tendency to go off of it a bit. In my videos, it's something that I am historically good at. And I enjoy it. Sign up to Patreon if you are financially able to and financially willing to take a chance on this goofball spectacular. With that, I will see y'all later. I hope you all stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week. Have a great month. Whenever I see you next. I don't know when the NAMM video is going to be out. I wrote the script, though, so it shouldn't be long. Anyway, my name is Floof. Peace.